Hey, Picks and Parlay family, it's me, Detroit Lenny here with a free video here for the NFL. We're going to talk Chicago Bears season preview. We're going to talk some win totals, what we think they're going to do here for the whole season. With me to do that is our guy, Nick Parsons. You can follow Nick Parsons at Nick Parsons Pro on Twitter. Nick, talk a little bit of Chicago Bears here. The win total's at 7.5 here. We all know what Justin Fields is capable of and doing. Is that going to translate into wins for the Chicago Bears? Tell me a little bit about how you feel.
Right. Well, I've got given this assignment again here to review the Bears and whether they're going to go over the win season total or under the win season total there. And you touched on it there, Justin Fields going into his third year here. So, I mean, I think the Bears are going to be better in 2023. They have a middle of the road schedule. And so I think they're going to see a jump in their win total here. And so, but yeah, the size of that jump will definitely depend on the growth of quarterback Fields in his third season. I think that the Bears are still at least a year away from being a playoff team, but I don't think that they're going to be a complete embarrassment this time around. It's coming off a 3-win season, but you wouldn't know that, with the high expectations that's surrounding the team here in 2023. There's no guaranteeing a playoff spot, obviously, at this point. But this is a team that really has the potential to go from worst to first in the NFC North, giving this overhauled roster, and also assuming that Fields does take the next step forward in his progression, and especially in the passing game. And so, Lenny, the only thing left to do is just to break this down week by week, and I have my notes here, and so I'll do this as quick as I can. So in week 1, they have a divisional battle right out of the gate with Green Bay. It's the first game of the Jordan Love era for the Packers. So I'm giving the win to the Bears here at home in week 1. Week 2, they're at Tampa Bay to face Baker Mayfield. More questions than answers for the Bucs. So already the Bears are 2-0 at this point. Week 3, they are at the Chiefs. And so going into week 4, they are 2-1, where they play the Broncos. And so I think Russell Wilson will be improved this year for Denver. So I like the Broncos in that one. Week 5, they're at the Commanders. Again, there's more questions than answers going on right now with Washington. So the Bears move to 3-2. Week 6, it's another divisional opponent at home, Minnesota. Now, they're going to have 10 days to prepare for this game, Lenny, after the Thursday night game at Washington. I don't think that the Bears are going to sweep the Vikings. The Vikes are actually 5-1 the last 6 in this series, but I do think they can win this home game. So that moves them to 4-2 heading into week 7, where they face the Raiders. This is a possible dangerous team for many clubs. They have Jimmy Garoppolo and now Josh McDaniels, of course, but I still think that this is one that favors the home side. Week 8, they're at the Chargers, so that's a loss for sure. I just don't think they're in the caliber of Justin Herbert quite yet. Week 9 at the Saints. That's a difficult matchup with Derek Carr under center. I like the Saints there. So that moves the Bears to 5-4 heading into week 9, where they face the Panthers. This is a short week, a Thursday night game at home. So I like the Bears to bounce back and move to 6-4. Then they are at your Detroit Lions, a much improved Detroit Lions. And I just can't see the Bears keeping pace on the road down the stretch. So this is a loss. Week 12, they're at the Vikings. I'm calling this one a loss as well. That moves Chicago to 6-6 going into their much-needed Week 13 bye week. Then they're at home to the Lions in Week 14. And you know what? I have Detroit coming out on top on this one. That moves Chicago to 6-7. So I have the Lions winning both games against the Bears this year. Week 15, they're at the Browns. Fields plays his first. When Fields did play his first ever game, it was at Cleveland, and it was a disaster. And so I'm sure he's going to be a lot better this time around. But I think you've still got to give the nod to Watson and the Browns at home in that one. So they're now at 6-8 going into Arizona in Week 16. This is a very winnable game for Fields. So I think they'll be 7-8 heading into Week 17. Versus the Falcons at home. December outdoor game for Atlanta isn't going to go well, so I like the Bears to move to 8-8. And then in Week 18, it's the Packers. And so instead of moving to 9-8 and possibly into a playoff position, I actually have Jordan Love and Green Bay bouncing back in the final week of the regular season. And so, Lenny, when you add that all up, I don't think that the Bears are going to make the playoffs at 8-9, but I do think they get over that 7.5 wins. And so that's my read here on Chicago this year.
I'll respectfully disagree on some of them. I'm obviously a Lions fan. I do appreciate that you have my Lions at least sweeping them in the season. Going through that, but I think Justin Fields is a very talented quarterback. I think the level of talent for the Bears significantly drops off in every position after the quarterback. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I think they have a long, they're 3 to 4 years out from, I think they're 3 years out from being a 500 ball club, a 8-win, 9-win team. But that's just how I feel about that. I'm also, so I think Justin Fields is a very good quarterback. I don't want no trouble from Bears fans. I'm just saying that I just don't think that, I don't know where they go from that. They need more pieces. They just need a lot of pieces. And I think they get that in the draft over the next couple of years, and hopefully that works out for them. Just not that well, because the Lions are going to go 17-0 and win the division. There you go. Oh, there's that. Nick Parsons, don't forget to check him out over at picksandparlays.net. Use that promo code MLB. Save you 20% off the entire site. Nick Parsons thinks the Bears going over 7.5 wins. I'm iffy on it, but that's why we play the game. Good luck unless you're against us, everybody. I'm Detroit Lenny, Picks and Parlays. That's Nick Parsons. Good luck unless you're against us. Take care.